to start this symposium on artificial intelligence made by the European Academy of Sciences. First of all, I want to thank the European Academy of Sciences for having chosen our university to hold this symposium on artificial intelligence, and especially thanks to its president for having chosen our university, and we are very pleased to host the event here. The first speech will be given by Professor Asunción Gómez. She is the Vice Rector for Research, Innovation and Doctorate Affairs of our university. So please, Asun, it's your turn.
Thank you, Rector. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rodrigo. We are very glad to have all you here in this symposium on artificial intelligence. As you already know, we have the meeting today organized in two sessions. The first one is mainly devoted to the method, techniques, and tools for artificial intelligence. And before starting this session, Cecile will talk about how artificial intelligence is being run and promoted through the different European programs, EU programs. During the afternoon, we will analyze topics related with how artificial intelligence is being used in different continents, and also we will have applications of AI to different fields. We will also analyze social and working conditions and ethical and legal aspects of AI. And at the end, we will have two presentations, one associated to two companies, Telefónica and Accenture. So I would like to thank also our gold standard, Accenture, for giving the support, and also to the three projects that are already funding and helping us with the event, as well as the Computer Science School and also the Artificial Intelligence Department for their support. We are starting to run a bit out of time, and it is early in the morning, so that's all. Welcome again to Madrid and to Universidad Politécnica de Madrid.
Thank you to our Vice Rector for Research, dear Asun. And now I hand over to Professor Rodrigo Martins. He is the President of the European Academy of Sciences. Please.
First of all, I would like to thank, in the name of Academy, Director of the University, Professor Cisneros, to host us here on this fantastic and beautiful place. And also, I was really very well impressed when I met him this morning to know how hard the advances of this university targeting the least to do to have a better world for the future, which means they are really very well worried about how we can really have a strong impact on environment issues, mainly climate change. So I was really very well impressed. Thank you very much for letting me know all these advances that you are doing. For us, it's really a fantastic time for all of us to stay here. And also, I would like just, before giving the floor to the director, to say that for all members, for all the fellows of the EurASc Academy, we will have a meeting at between 6:30 to 7:30 tonight. It was not written in the program, was by mistake taken out, but we will have a meeting with all EurASc fellows just at the end of the sections this afternoon, just before the gala dinner. So between 6:30 and 7:30. So the floor. Thank you very much again, and thank you for all your support for us.
Thank you very much, Professor Martins. And now I should say a few words to finalize this opening session. But what I've been said is that the use of a different host to to present a summary of the university. So that's what I will do in the next, during the next minutes. So we have prepared a presentation about Universidad Politécnica de Madrid. I will try to follow the presentation from here, but well, I will go to stand up because I cannot see very properly from here. Well, as you can see, we are located in Madrid town mainly, Madrid region in general. And these are, we are 15 plus 2 schools devoted to these issues, plus 20 research centers distributed in 5 campuses. The research areas related to the different research centers are like this. You can see they are ordered somehow following the Horizon 2020 issues. And here you can find a number of items concerning engineering, architecture, plus sports science, and fashion design. Really try to find something concerning engineering and architecture you will find in our university. Our university was born in 1971, but our centers are older than the university. The oldest one is dated about 250 years ago. That's 1772. That's the oldest center. Is the School of Naval Engineering, founded 1772. 1928 is the aeronautical engineering, aerospace engineering, and 1844 is architecture, and so on and so forth. This is the campus of here around the headquarters, in this part of the town. This is the other campus. It's located in the center of Madrid, and again, the dates in which the different schools were founded. And this is something that we call a South Campus, but despite this is located at the east, it's of Madrid. And here again, the years where you can see the different schools were founded. And this is located at the northwest of Madrid, founded 1976. Well, the 21 research centers are listed here, and you can find some pictures here concerning these research centers. Obviously, in this slide, there was no room for the 21 centers, so these are just 5 pictures. And you can see a description of the different issues tackled by these centers in a more detailed description than the first slide. We as well have some scientific and technological infrastructures. You can see an overview of different pictures. This is really a selection because, again, there is no room, just one slide to present it. All this activity of these research centers and these schools paves the ground for 46 doctoral programs distributed in our doctorate school in these areas that you can see that more or less matches the areas of the different schools of our university. Concerning resources, human resources, we are about 3,000 faculty, plus 700 contracted researchers and 1,200 administration personnel. And about the students, we are about 40,000 students, more group in undergraduate, master degree, and PhD students. And these are pictures, somehow, activities of our students. Really, our students are ambassadors of our university in very many places. About internationalization, we have a very huge activity, and here is again an overview of the different parts of the world. In Europe, we have been from the very beginning in international actions, as Erasmus, Erasmus+, the different networks are like Athens, FE, or Time Networks was the network at the very beginning. In Asia, we have as well activity, and you can see that in China, we have a very high-level activity. You can see at the highest level. Here is a picture of our vice rector with President Xi Jinping and the King of Spain. So that means really the highest level. And concerning China, we have been in an activity that's not just importing students. We don't go in this way. We don't go this way. Really what we are doing is to establish contacts with high-level universities, dual contacts, in such a way that we can exchange students as well, but exchange researchers, and to start works on entrepreneurship, innovation, and research. That's our basis to establish relations to universities in China. We have as well a permanent campus in Tongji since 2012. Concerning Russia, we have as well a very huge activity there. And we have some schools and some universities there that are brothers of our different schools. Here really is missing a very important one, is the Mining University of St. Petersburg, for instance. In US, we have as well a permanent representation in Harvard, Boston, extended to the whole US, and recently we have been in Berkeley, and we have signed an agreement with the chancellor there in Berkeley. And obviously in Latin America, we have contacts with very many universities in a very historical way, because the rector of this university, my former N-4 rector of this university, was really committed by the Spanish government to make a diplomacy labor in South America with most of countries. So, next slide is concerning research and how this is recognized throughout the world. Here is again the research areas, and this is a summary about our positions in QS ranking, our Shanghai ranking, and Taiwan ranking, employability ranking, and Reuters most innovative universities. This is a summary of our positions. Obviously, this is dynamic. The highest position on our side is civil engineering, is number 5. By the way, this slide is shown in English as the whole presentation, but when present this in Spanish, we do it as well in English, because the translation of the areas is not so as literal translation into Spanish language. So we keep the English naming conventions. Another effort that we are carrying out is the international accreditation of all our degrees. Either bachelor or master, and even PhDs. Concerning bachelor and masters, we are the European university with the highest number of international accreditations, and we have put our eyes on the US space that is expanded expanded worldwide through the agreements of Washington, Sydney, and Dublin for the recognition of stamps like ABET. As well in architecture, there is a specific stamp that's NAB. And in the other big space, education space, is the European space, is concerning 48 countries. We have the EurASc and the Quani stamps. That's for engineering in general, is the EurASc stamp, and specifically for computer science is the Equani EURINF stamp. So this is a summary of the programs internationally accredited. This means the programs are recognized in the other university system of the other countries. This is concerning what's so-called the third mission of the university. And We are #1 university in Spain for patent applications and things like this. Our greatest program for entrepreneurship is greater than the second program in Spain that is grouping the whole of the universities of Spain except UPM. And the figures are like this, so it's about 4,500 ideas. It's about 1,300, 1,400 people every year. And the most important figure is that more than 70% of the startups are surviving after the third year. A very important issue here is as well that in a recent report given by the regional government of Madrid, we have been appointed as the university with 75% of the activity in transfer to the private companies or relations to the private companies in the Madrid region. And we are 6 public universities plus about 8 private universities. We are 75% of the whole activity with the industry. This is a picture that is showing an overview, because this is not a complete list, but it's just an outline and perspective about the international research networks in which we are involved. Perhaps the most important thing to show here is that we are the only Spanish university involved in just 4 EITs. So we are 4 knowledge innovation centers of the European Institute of Technology. And we are paying special attention to the Climate Knowledge Innovation Center, because it's horizontal concerning the other 3 and concerning the whole research in our universities, involving a very huge number of researchers, because it's completely horizontal and multidisciplinary. Perhaps as well in this forum, I would emphasize this last item here. We have been selected as one of the 30 regions, 30 high top regions on artificial intelligence within the European Union by the European Commission. Together with these other partners, UPM has been selected for Digital Innovation Hub as one of the 30 high top regions of Europe for artificial intelligence. And the initiative is called in this way, Air4S. Well, we do all these kind of things, currently focused on accomplishing the Sustainable Development Goals. UPM is involved currently in the 2 greatest initiatives, worldwide initiatives in Sustainable Development Goals. One is the SDSN, captained by Jeffrey Sachs, and the other one is the UGC, currently so-called UGC because the name is going to change in the next days, captained by Ángel Cabrera, both from United States. Ángel Cabrera, by the way, is from this university. He's Spanish, but he's working in the US, and now is the president of George Mason University after having been the president of 2 universities in US. Besides of that, we are introducing in all our courses how every subject is tackling SDGs. Our internal research and development program is oriented to the SDGs, and we are making a strong effort to make private-public partnership towards accomplishing the SDGs. And for instance, we have the Alianza Shire here involving several number of companies. The first company, by the way, was Iberdrola, and public like this Living Lab. We have a third initiative together with MIT that is not listed here because of space, and you know, this is just a summary of a slide. As well, I should mention that we have more than 20 international cooperation development projects with very many countries, especially with Latin America, from very many years ago. And we have made a Center for Leadership and Technology that is, again, transversal, is horizontal for the whole university, tackling this kind of things. We have as well been certified by the Ministry of Ecological Transition as a university accomplishing the first 2 out of 3 steps to reduce the carbon footprint in our activity. It's not so easy to have the 2 first steps. The first one is easy, the second one is not so easy. And now we are tackling the third one, the third step. And perhaps it's interesting to see here that we have as well a horizontal institute for research, is the Center for Innovation and Technology for the Human Development. And with this center, we have made this couple of boxes that you have here on the table, is ODCINE or SDGIN. Is like medicine, it's not a medicine, it is like a medicine. And it has been distributed in private companies to their employers by the companies. First has been Red Eléctrica, has been distributed into their employers these boxes. As we're in a forum for artificial intelligence, you should be waiting something specific on artificial intelligence in our university. And here you are some slides. Here you can find an outline on educational programs having to do with artificial intelligence at the bachelor, master, and doctorate levels. And you can find here a summary of the concentration of researchers in our university, main in the Department on Artificial Intelligence and the Center for Automation and Robotics, with respectively 23 and 4 areas of research. And you can find here in UPM other research groups doing applied research dealing with artificial intelligence, for a total UPM figure of more than 200 people researching on artificial intelligence and robotics. This gives a total of about 60 doctoral theses per year, and a total of about 14, 15 international projects in the Horizon 2020, again per year. Some figures in which this university is number 1 concerning AI, and one of them you can see is about a scientist of Spain, and one of the most cited people is just sat by the table, is our vice rector. So congratulations, Asun, again. You're a member of the academy. And here you can find that list of international projects, the projects that are currently living at this point in time. It's a list of 14 projects, but it's indeed a dynamic list, and these are the most important projects because we have as well marginal representation and marginal work in other projects of Horizon 2020. Indeed, we are preparing the Digital Europe program together with the European Commission and together with private companies in the different fora that are stated by the European Commission. Well, we are coming back to the slide that I emphasize about the selection of UPM as one of the 30 most relevant regions in Europe concerning artificial intelligence, just for holding a digital innovation hub. And I should mention as well the AI innovation space sponsored by Accenture, that by the way is present here in this room as well. So I take this opportunity, as the Vice Rector did at the beginning, to thank to the sponsors, and especially to Accenture by the support of this center. Well, this presentation has come to its end, and so I take again the opportunity to thank, as I did at the beginning of the session, to thank to the European Academy of Sciences for having chosen Madrid, and specifically to have for having chosen Universidad Politécnica de Madrid to hold this event on artificial intelligence. And we are absolutely pleased to hold this event here. And please enjoy Madrid, enjoy our university, and don't hesitate to contact us if you have any doubt or any concern. Thank you very much.
Presentation in our website, because we can promote your school.
Indeed, sure. Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. So the symposium is open, and now I think that the table is going to change because the most interesting things are going to happen in the official sessions, as well as in the non-agenda and not agenda meeting this afternoon. As usual, most important things happen in just on-the-fly produce and networking. Thanks very much for coming.